Yes, go right ahead, ma'am.
What's the question?
What's the question?
That's a question.
And I guess the real question is probably on most people's minds is what I think about what happened yesterday. I think what happened yesterday was a sad day for the country, for both parties, and I'll tell you why. There's an old song sang by a fellow by the name of Kenny Rogers. And it goes something like this. You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. While you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Now, why do I say that? Because I handed a list of 7 pages to Senator McConnell about 2 months ago. And I told him privately, so it wouldn't embarrass him, you need to work out some of the key things that we need in this bill before you back them into the corner like a rat and not leave it a way out. You see, I have been a member of both parties. I understand how both parties think and operate. And it was my contention that if they negotiated just enough to get tort reform, to get the abortion issue officially out of the language, so that we'd have right to life staying as it is until we can get the Human Right to Life Amendment. And if they worked with those conservative blue dog Democrats and the Republican Party, I felt they could cut the deal. But when they counted the money before they counted the votes, I told my wife the other night, they're going to lose. She's got the votes, and they backed the Democrats. I'm not going to say they're rats. I won't be quoted on that. But they backed them into the corner where the liberal Democrats were the ones that made the decision. And I've learned a long time ago, when you lose the election, like we did, those that are in power control the agenda. Now, that's how I would have been a little different. As to what we can do from here on, that's what the good Lord made a democracy for, and that's what the good Lord made elections for. And Americans could go out and speak loud and clear, but don't do it out of anger. Don't do it out of anger. Do it out of righteous indignation. If you're going to make some changes, go to my website, www.stephenson.com, and listen to a sermon by Bob Russell, who was the minister of Southeastern Christian Church in Louisville with over 20,000 members. And listen to him give that sermon on, we've got one more chance, he said, to get this thing right. We've got one more chance to get this thing right. But it can't be greedy right. It's got to be godly right. Godly right. If you don't put God first, you're never going to get the job done. Now that's just how it is.
Thank you, all of you 5 who came to talk. The 5 men that are running for office are honorable men, and if you've never had somebody close to you run for office before, you may not realize how much of a sacrifice it is. So please give them a hand, because they all deserve it. Thank you. Please do check out their websites, and please do pray for them before the May primary, because I'm sure that God does not waste anything, and that He will use this. I'm going to hand it back over to Mary Lou, but then John, don't go away, because John is going to lead us in our Old Kentucky home before he sits down. Right? Okay.
Yes, you all have to stand up. I'd like to add my thank you to all the 5 who came. Some of you came from a great distance. We do appreciate you coming to visit with us. We are the 2nd oldest Republican women's club in the state, and we have many, many things that we're going to be doing. So we welcome all of you here. Thank you. John, where are you?
Moving my camera.
Does that mean you're singing to the camera, or are you going to sing into this mic?
He pretends it's a shower head.
That's right.
We have a few more things to do, but first we will have John entertain us here.
And I'd like to dedicate this to my wife, June Guyman Stephenson, the smartest move ever made in my life. She's teaching a Beth Moore Bible study class tonight at the Hammond's house with about 17 ladies. And she's sorry she couldn't be here. So this is a dedication to her. Oh, the sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer, the children at play. The corn tops rise, and the meadows are in bloom, and the birds make music all the day. Weep no more, my ladies, oh, weep no more today. We will sing one song for my old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home far away. Now before we sing this last verse, reach over and grab the pulse of the person next to you. Just reach over and touch their pulse for a second. You know something? If they haven't got a pulse, they're in trouble. When you reach over and grab that pulse knows no ethnicity, it knows no race, it knows no political party, and it knows no faith. It's a gift from God. And the greatest gift God gave us is the right to life and the gift of love. So when you reach out and touch someone on the shoulder, or feel their pulse, or touch a grandchild on the head, tell them you love them, because it's the greatest gift that Jesus gives us. Oh, the children rule on the little cabin floor, all merry, all happy and bright. By and by, hard times comes a knocking at the door. Then my old Kentucky home says goodnight. Now join in with me. Weep no more, my ladies. Oh, weep no more today. We will sing one song for my old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home. Far, far, far away. God bless you. Nice to be with you this evening.